Hannah's on, just so you know.
Thanks.
We're up.
I'd like to call the meeting to order for May 28th, 2024. Would you please rise for a moment of silence? Thank you. Would you please join in Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty.
Roll call.
Trustee Sheets.
Here.
Trustee Hunter.
Here.
Trustee Good.
Here. Okay. And Hannah, we know that you're there, so thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me tonight.
And thank you for the nice article about the Ebenezer Cemetery.
Absolutely.
We appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to no minutes. I'll make a motion to pay our expenditures. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Roll call?
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Hunter.
Yes.
Trustee Good.
Yes. Okay, we'll move on to department reports. Deputy Adkins.
My name is Deputy Dan Atkins. I'm the liaison for the Sheriff's Office. The last 2 weeks been fairly quiet. Well, maybe not for everybody, but it's been fairly quiet for Rumble-wise. We took a total of 119 calls for service, had 11 reports, and 9 citations or arrests. Breakdown of that, we had 19 traffic crashes. We assisted on 16 medic runs. We had 1 theft, 1 stolen vehicle, 12 suspicious person or vehicle calls, 15 traffic offenses, and no ATVs or bike complaints. One note, on the 22nd, deputy responded to 1300 block of Beach Road, reported a theft during the overnight hours, and they took a 12-foot box trailer. It's under leads. We're still trying to find that. We think it might be out of the county. Chopped up. All I have is that.
Since you're up and we usually do speaker sheets at the last part of the meeting, but since Deputy Atkins is up, why don't you guys go ahead, just state your name and tell them what you're here for.
Paula Allison. And so what really initiated my complaint was on Mother's Day. 4 homes down and way back off the road. The music was so loud. You could not be in your house, whether in front or back. It started at 11:20 in the morning. And then it's after 11 at night, they had turned it down, but not to a level where you couldn't sleep without your plugs, or you had to have all your windows closed. It was bad.
Just so you know, I put your email on that sheet, so he.
Okay.
Do you know the house numbers or what?
3575.
35, that's where the concern is. That is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna do
No, they've had parties or whatever. They have had times when the music is loud.
Yeah.
But this was
Yeah.
way more loud. It was louder than concert.
I thought there's, I know you told me, I was at,
Tell him about when you called 911.
Oh, yes. I did call the sheriff's department, and they told me that, I don't remember what time I called. It was late, probably 10 o'clock at night. And they told me that they were busy with an event and probably no one would be able to come out. But if I called after 11 when the 3rd shift was on, perhaps somebody could come out then. But they did, like I said, about 10 after 11, they turned it down, but not to an acceptable level.
You could still hear them going on at 5 o'clock in the morning.
well, as you know, the township does have no ordinance. And this means that. So when it comes to noises like this, it doesn't go up a decibel, it's just what you can hear from, it's 150 feet away. So obviously, we follow those qualifications. refuse to turn it down or we have to go for service that citation issue. So I'll talk to our third shift, second and third shift guys again. I know we've got this. Talk to, obviously, yeah.
But in your guys' defense, that was the same day that case was going on, shooting up Amazon, so.
Yeah.
I know, I was like,
So,
yeah, so we get called out, so.
My name's Tom Jordan. So there's a couple first here for not only my neighbors, but myself. Because of this address. They don't speak English. How do I know that? Because I went down, they've got cows that have gotten out, gone down and tried to tell them, hey, you got cows running down Harrisburg, Georgesville Road. They don't speak English. So I did have a translation app on my phone because I was going to try to make it down there to address the music. It gets so loud. I was on vacation actually when Mother's Day, but more than once, I've been in my house trying to watch TV and I can hear the music over my TV. Now, we're not in a little subdevelopment where houses are stacked on each other. There's, big yards in between us. And it's just excessive, and so the first is, I've called the sheriff. That was a first for me living in that house for 37 years. And this is also the first for me. Respect. This is a first for me as well. 37 years living out here, I've never had to make a complaint against my neighbors. We pretty much lived in harmony until. And it's beyond my comprehension how somebody could be that disrespectful to the neighborhood that nobody else matters. I mean, the music is ridiculously loud.
Are they newer to the area? Are they recently moved there?
They were there last year.
They were.
And, but something's changed, like they're running a body shop out of the garage, so that's bringing people in, and there's people that come in on the weekends. I just found out today, I don't know this for sure, but my neighbor told me his daughter went over there and got food, and I thought, okay, well, at least it's food and not drugs, but there are literally the traffic, what would you guys say? I mean, it's a lot of traffic.
It's increased at least 200%.
Yeah, there's 50 to 100 cars going in and out of there all day long on the weekends. And, some of them are playing loud music with the subwoofers. And so our peaceful little stretch out here in Pleasant Township has gotten unpeaceful on the weekends. And the noise that it brings when they're playing their loud music is a big problem.
We'll definitely get that addressed, and then also try to get, I know there's another thing about speed, but I'll try to get the speed trailer down here. So I can do a traffic count of how many cars are coming out and what times are coming in and out of that road too. Just finding a place I can set it safely, because it's a little bit harder, but I'll try to get it down there. Just as a reminder, but also get a count.
Yeah,
See traffic.
I know Wayne and Paula, I've known them for years, and we don't like to complain. We just want to live in peace, like everybody that moves out of the country pretty much. That's why we moved out here. And so we don't like to complain. So if they would have just stayed under the radar and been a regular neighbor with their noise level, you would have never heard from us.
But I'm glad you guys shared, and it is, you have great trustees, they have set tools in place, the noise ordinance and whatnot. And just a matter of nicely asking, and if they don't want to do it, then we'll have to go through the other avenue. So that's what it takes, that's what it takes.
I appreciate that.
Afterwards, if you'd like to hear it, I have it on my phone.
I believe you.
Thank you.
Can someone repeat what road that was? I didn't catch it.
Harrisburg, Georgesville.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Memorial Day wasn't nearly as, it was just, their normal level of music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
150 people down there, like the Rose Money.
It's got to the point where I was talking with my wife about this. I've looked for like, how do you drown out bass music? So I didn't know this, but maybe we can all learn something. You have to have brown noise, and you have to have it on a speaker that can play it to drown out the bass waves that they're playing through that subwoofer, because it comes through walls, it goes through houses, it bounces off stuff. So I'm like, I gotta work, and when it goes on till 2 o'clock in the morning, so I've had to figure that out. Like, okay, I've got to play brown noise through my guitar amp to make enough deep bass noise to drown out what they're doing, so I can get some rest and to go to work instead. I'm like, that's not fair.
No, it isn't. Thank you for coming.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate you guys.
I guess that.
This is why we were so glad to see you walk through the door.
Oh,
And did you see the second complaint?
Yeah.
I just got that late this
I'll
afternoon.
get to speak to the same thing, I'll get it out there.
Okay, and that they had, with someone, they were gone and someone was on their Ring
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah, I'm gonna start talking to them and see if I can get some of that footage and send that for guys to go and look out for.
Was at Johnson Road. Okay. Anything else for Deputy Atkins?
Nope.
Okay, we'll move on to Road Department. Robert?
I started mowing roads. We had to quit because we had a bearing go out on the mower. And then we're working on getting it replaced, and we'll get back to mowing ditches because we are way behind on those. Truck 21 is at ELW. We blew a hydraulic line, and it also had a couple holes in the air tanks for the brakes. And, pretty much last week was all devoted to cemeteries. We poured headstone footers, went through, mowed and trimmed all the cemeteries, getting them ready for Memorial Day. And then the tree that we noticed on Memorial Day over at Oak Grove has been removed, stump and everything, and we put dirt back in its place.
Which tree?
The one that had split, that cedar tree.
You have that done already?
Yeah. I didn't want to screw around on that one. I was afraid it was going to fall on somebody. So
I'm impressed.
it actually came.
It was a big tree.
Yeah, it's all right.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. And then I prepared a statement about Bill Dawson, if I could read that to the board. After working with Bill Dawson on the latest volunteer cleanup day, Bill and I were taking a break, and he mentioned how much he would like to be buried there at Ebenezer, as he has mentioned many times in the past. I got thinking about all the effort him and his wife Jody have invested over the years in beautification projects, such as getting grants for the Veterans Memorial Arch, the reflection bench, mulch and topsoil, the entrance hardscaping, and the tree library. Bill has also organized many volunteer cleanup days to prepare Ebenezer Cemetery for Memorial Day, in addition to getting Davy Tree Services to volunteer their time in removing dead branches from the trees there. With that being said, I think it would be a kind gesture of the board to grant Bill and Jody a spot in Ebenezer ME Cemetery, where he and Jody can have their cremated remains interred and make his wish of being buried there come true.
That was very nice.
Thank you.
They like them a lot. And I believe I read flowers came from Oakland.
Oh,
Nursery,
yeah,
And
in
that was,
addition
that's
to
where
that,
Jody worked.
they've always maintained the landscaping along the fence there, and it's always beautiful because they both got green thumbs. So,
Yes, because years and years ago, Well, when I first started as trustee, I wondered why our road department took such good care of that cemetery.
Yeah.
There were no flowers at the end.
Bill.
Then I found out he was doing it.
But he's always been a huge fan of that cemetery, and I just think with everything he's done for us over there, saving us money if we were gonna do that ourselves, I think it would be nice to let him remain there forever.
And he lives across the street.
I mean, if you guys wanna think about it, we can table it.
How about I'll make resolution 46 to make available a plot for 2 for ashes at Ebenezer Cemetery. And as a kind gesture to Bill Dawson and his wife Jody as a stipend, we will give them that grave plot.
Thank you.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call?
Trustee Sheets?
Yes.
Trustee Hunter?
Yes,
Trustee Good?
Yes.
thank you.
That's all I have.
That was very good.
Thank you.
Chief?
Apparatus wise, Meg 231, I notified you guys was involved in an accident. Waiting on the claims adjuster to come in, and we'll probably send that back to Braun, to get that fixed. That's gonna be out of service for a while. I think it takes more time getting the claims adjuster in and getting it where it needs to be than it will take to fix it, but engine 231's out of service due to defective depth sensor. That was ordered. I don't know if they were gonna try and get in today. I don't know if they did or not. And then we're getting some gauges replaced on the extra engine and the tanker. Last meeting, we brought up about gas meter and in need of a gas meter that was broke and irreparable. So we went ahead and replaced that, put that in service yesterday, and ordered 1 water rescue suit at this time. Tarma come in and did an assessment of Station Road Department buildings. Robert took care of that about 2 weeks ago or so. Yeah, he came in and walked through everything. And the hot water heater was replaced in the station with a propane water heater. We no longer need fuel oil. And I think Trustee Sheets made contact with R&D on that about canceling that. New exercise equipment's to be installed next week from the grant. Training, continue to use training house. We got a house we're gonna burn. Paramedic school's ongoing with our 2 paramedic students. Physical training programs are ongoing for all our firefighters with our winning training consultant. That's going very well. It's very good for morale, and I think we're seeing some positive outcomes in how people are changing some of their lifestyle habits and eating around here and things like that. And then we participated in the Memorial Day recognition at Oak Grove. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then, the only other thing is we'll probably, the way it's going with the training consultant, we'll probably put that in our budget for next year too. So I think that'll be a plus for us because I see it as a benefit for all the firefighters, and everybody's taking advantage of it.
I have a couple of things. Have you heard from Fairfield about when we might get money?
They're waiting on money from the solar farm. They haven't got money from the solar farm, so they're waiting on that to pay us.
Do they know when that will be?
No, they said it should have been by now, so there's been a hiccup, but I talked to Wayne about it, and they know they're behind on that.
Can I get a copy of that contract with Fairfield?
Yeah.
Okay. And one other thing, can you start, we used to do it for a really long time, start reporting like on the number of runs and things that you guys have when you give your report?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. So
Is there any old business? Any new business? Announcements? I just want to give a big thank you to West Jeff, VFW Post 7005, and American Legion West Jeff Post 201 for graciously taking over our ceremony for the VFW Post who did it for years. I think they did it for decades.
Yeah.
At Oak Grove Cemetery. And they had to disband for lack of membership. So West Jeff graciously took that over and they did a really good job one day. Paul?
okay, I need a resolution to transfer $10,000 from the regular checking over to the HRA account.
I'll make resolution 47 to transfer $10,000 from regular
Check.
checking account to the medical. Do I have a second? Roll call?
Trustee Sheets?
Yes.
Trustee Hunter?
Yes.
Trustee Good?
Yes.
Okay. Received some information on it from worker comp on an injured worker, and I will copy that to you. Board of Zoning Appeals had a meeting on May 20th. Franklin County Tech Review had one scheduled for the 21st, but it was canceled. Had received some information on a tire amnesty events that's is being run, and I forwarded from Swaco. There's different locations and people can take in, I think it's set up to 10 tires. There was information from Morpsey on applications are open for attributable funding, and I'm not quite sure that what all that is, but I did forward it to Robert. Let's see, just newsletter from the emergency management that they had canceled the outdoor siren warning testing on May 15th. Franklin County Soil and Water, Hell Branch had a restoration celebration on May 22nd. Several just newsletter type informations from Sedgwick, Morpsey newsletter, Swaco, just information. Ohio Business Gateway, because so much is going to, has to be done on the computer now. They're going to have a two-step verification process for security. Several newsletters from the Ohio Township Association, a couple just informational emails from police and fire. And that's pretty much everything I have.
Anything else? Okay, we are to speaker sheets. I think we addressed why you came tonight. Do you have anything else?
Thank you for listening to us. Really appreciate it.
Anytime, that's what we're here
Yeah,
for.
well, that means a lot.
We might not be able to solve all your problems,
Yeah.
but we'll
Well, I
sure.
mean, I appreciate you listening.
Our deputy was here. That was the best thing. He does an excellent job. We appreciate you. Okay. There's nothing else. I'll make a motion to adjourn. Do
I have one question before you do that.
Okay.
Looking at the expenses here on this working partners, are we using that?
I just found out about it, so, no, we haven't been. Because I was asking Paula the last couple weeks ago about if she knew what that was.
Can you check into that for the next meeting?
I'm gonna
And if
find
we're
out.
not going to use it, I see no reason to be paying this.
Yeah, I'll find out, because if there's,
760.
Do you want me to hold on to that till you?
Okay. If we're under contract, we'll probably still owe
Okay.
this one.
Yeah, I don't know because I didn't set that up. But that's a yearly bill. We had it last year.
So,
But if we're not using it, there's no point.
Yeah.
no, I agree.
I called this afternoon, but no one answered, so it was right after 5, so I'll call again tomorrow because I want to find out exactly what it was.
Yeah, I'd like to cancel that if we're not using it.
Agreed.
That's all I have.
Anything else? I will make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Trustee Sheets?
Yes.
Trustee Hunter?
Yes.
Trustee Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.